Rest in peace, PNB Rock. Unfortunately and disgustingly, this is not where this video ends. It should be. But this is going to sound cliche, this is going to sound corny, and it shouldn't, but due to the climate that we're living in, it is. I am sick of clout chasing mentalities and taking opportunities as dire as this to post about someone's death and to make it into something for clicks, to make it something about, make it a backhanded compliment, all this kind of stuff. The first thing I wanted to talk about is it's such a shame that, and I understand that rappers, musicians, celebrities, you name it, they don't really live normal lives like, for example, I do. I can go to a restaurant and not worry about getting jumped or all this kind of stuff. And I understand that being a celebrity carries a status to it, but I just find it incredibly sad that we are in this state where even just going to get something to eat can lead to a possibly fatal situation. And I don't know how you fix that. And I've seen a couple people blaming it on the girlfriend for posting the location. And I can understand that maybe putting the exact location of where you're at with such a high status, considering the climate that we're in, may not be the best idea. But to blame the girlfriend for his death is disgusting. That's all I can say to it. This is not a time for blame. We're literally only 24 hours out of the situation. This is no time for blame. This is no time for pointing fingers, except for one person. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But the girlfriend of the situation is dealing with the biggest hurt out of anyone in this situation. I know she is in deep regret for posting the location because it led to this moment. But it shouldn't be considered her fault. She was just having a good time. She was just having a great experience. So to turn that and to make it to say you killed him, I think is utterly disgusting. I'll leave that part at that. The one person I'll be mad at is the camera person. I haven't watched the video. That video should not be circulated at all. I don't know how Twitter or any social media doesn't crack down on stuff like this, but the video is being circulated. And to the person that's holding a camera at any point in the situation, watching your friend or watching an individual bleeding out on the ground after being shot and just literally just holding the camera like this, with everyone else just in a panic, everyone else just trying to figure out what's going on, and you're just sitting there on your camera doing nothing. Screw you. Screw you. Use that phone, take the camera off, and dial 911. Don't post it to social media. Don't circulate it to others. Use that phone for its intended purpose in an emergency. Dial 911. I don't know if that would have maybe helped the situation to get medical assistance there quicker. But the fact that people just stand there with cameras watching someone die and then posting it on social media afterwards or however it got released, that's another thing that I find incredibly disgusting. And you're probably thinking in this moment, nothing's going to change. I am just speaking, or I'm just kind of venting to nothing. Nothing's going to change. The reality is that the world sucks. And I know it does. I know that the world is a garbage place. But this stuff still needs to change. Gun laws, whatever it is, any type of political kind of thing. This has happened so many times. And it's crazy to think that being a rapper is the most dangerous occupation, but honestly, it is. Just being a public figure right now is a very dangerous thing to be. So the fact that you can't do simple tasks and stuff without the fear of dying or without the fear of getting robbed or getting jumped, there needs to be a fix. And that could also have a thing with either not posting locations and keeping yourself more discreet. That plays a part into it. But there needs to be another side that needs to be fixed as well, and that's protection. Now to the PNB Rock situation in particular. Comments that absolutely are getting under my skin is, I'm going to put this in a quote, "Music was mid, but RIP." I have seen that a few times. What does the man's music have to do with him dying? What does the man's music have to do with him passing away in such a brutal way? This isn't about music. This is about a person's life. If you're taking this situation, if you looked at the video and you think, man, that's tough. His music's mid though. Screw you too. Your mindset is screwed. You should really self-reflect. This happened with the Lil Keith situation as well. I remember I was in a conversation with some people on Discord, obviously. And this is when Lil Keith passed away. And one of my friends was posting a certain song from Lil Keith saying this is super nostalgic. And that's great. It's great to have that ability to, even through a tough situation, that you're still able to get some music and to take experiences from that music. I had that thing with Mac. But the person said, you're only listening to the music because he died. Stop being a dick rider. I hate this mentality. I hate that music has to come into, or what you consider mid music, that has to come into a situation that is so disgustingly brutal and dire and utterly disturbing and saddening. The fact that you can't enjoy a person's music that's passed on without being called a dick rider or without being called just someone that just follows the crowd and just these little slight shots, I think that's really screwed up. And Lil Keith and PNB Rock were not the biggest artists, but they had an audience. And the fact that people are taking shots at these smaller artists because their fan bases are smaller and saying their music was mid, but RIP, I guess. That's messed up. I don't remember seeing this happening when Juice WRLD passed away. Tragically so. I don't remember seeing this when XXXTentacion passed away. Also tragically so. I know those two artists have an incredible fan base. They have had an amazing impact on the music and fans and music culture, all this kind of stuff. But PNB Rock and Lil Keith had audiences too. So don't disrespect the fans for mourning and listening to their music. Don't take the and I know, like, this may not be XXXTentacion fans doing this. This may not be Juice WRLD fans doing this. But what I'm trying to say is that every audience should be respected in this moment. Even though they may not have a personal connection with the artist, they should have this ability to post their respects, to post the good times they've had with their music, and to just leave it at that. So that's my vent. Just keep it to rest in peace. Keep it to listening to the music and remembering the good memories that you've had with that artist. If you have the opportunity to go listen to their music, go listen. Don't take it as, I'm only listening to this person because they died. I want you to take the opportunity to listen to maybe PNB Rock and Lil Keed and appreciate and recognize of what made this artist impactful to these people. What made this artist have such a really passionate audience? Because these people are in these positions they were in these positions for a reason. They had talent. So recognize that. Admire that talent. You don't have to have a critical view of this thing. You don't have to put on your goggles and say, nitpick every single piece. I don't think this is an important time to do that. Just appreciate the music and don't let other people say you're only listening to the music because you're just following a trend and you're just a dick rider because he passed away. Celebrate. Celebrate PNB Rock's music. Celebrate Lil Keith's music. I know I did when Mac passed away. For 2 weeks straight when Mac passed away, I listened to his music nonstop. And then there was a point in time afterwards where it became really difficult to listen to Mac because it was that impactful to me. So, I don't know where else to go from here. Rest in peace, Lil Keed. Rest in peace, PNB Rock. Rest in peace, all of the musicians and artists that have passed in this year. It seems that we're talking about this every once or twice a month. And these people should be respected. That's all I'm going to say. Catch you later.